supply chains just don't start and stop on a dime. We had a pandemic, which no one ever counted on, and we haven't had one since 1918. And it screwed up the supply chain in a big way throughout the world. So it's not so much an incident where it's localized just to us. It's basically to everywhere that produces goods in China and India and the Far East. But it'll work out. It will work out. It's just a matter of taking time.
Well, yeah, I mean, that sounds like stuff that's coming out of the White House. It'll work out, but inflation's already reached its highest level since 1982. Estimates say that 22% of the currency circulating right now was printed since 2020. So in my view, a buck right now is worth about 80 cents. What do you think will happen to our economy if they keep running this magic printing press in the sky?
Well, you brought up two things. One is the fiscal policy, and the other was the supply chain. So the supply chain, we really can't blame the White House or the Biden administration. That we saw that problem happening in the middle of 2020. The other part is the fiscal irresponsibility of Washington, which was taking a small smoldering fire and just pouring gasoline on it by pumping a lot of liquidity into the system. And that's the problem. That's why you have inflation. You have limited supply, which was the issue with the supply chain, being chased by a lot of dollars, by strong demand. So when that happens, prices rise. Now, what could Washington do about that? Well, they could start acting like adults in the room and stop blanketing this country with liquidity, which is driving up asset prices and driving up food and energy and all sorts of prices with inflation.
Yeah, I mean, I come from the old school train of thought that at some point when the government is taking too much action, we need a full clean out before we're going to get to a new starting point. But it seems to me that thanks to inflation, the dollar's losing its value. And many investors are looking into alternatives like cryptocurrency. Here, you and I are on different sides of the fence. You're skeptical about this. Why?
Well, I'm not skeptical. I don't think it's a current. I don't know. I know cryptocurrency is not a currency. It doesn't fit any of the definitions of currency. You just don't put some magical algorithms in a computer and create money. Secondly, 90%, and this is not me talking, this is the Wall Street Journal had an article the other day, 90% of Bitcoin trading has no economic value. It basically is just the greater fool theory, buying it and hoping to sell it at a higher price. So I can't figure out what the intrinsic value of Bitcoin is, and I have not found anyone who can tell me, is $60,000 a high price, or is $50,000 a low price, or is $500,000 a real good bargain? Because there really is no intrinsic value to Bitcoin. So it's just basically people moving money back and forth. So it's not an alternative to the dollar, which is the reserve currency of the world.
Okay. Couple of interesting things you said there. I want to push back a little bit. Our U.S. government is actually regulating this like a currency, like a future currency. So our government and the IRS is accepting it as payment. You can also buy cryptocurrency in your IRA. So the government is recognizing it as an investment object, or at least a store of value. Now, let me ask you this. I know you're a value investor, and I get that, and most people should be sound and educated. But since 1957, when the S&P 500 was formed, the returns are about 8% annual. In the last 10 years, cryptocurrency returns are about 200% annual. Should younger people educate themselves and take a chance on a little more volatility to get outsized returns?
No, I don't think anyone should be investing in Bitcoin because it's not investing. You just brought up points to basically return. Beanie Babies did really well in the late 90s during the dot-com bubble. Well, did that make it an investment? One could say it's a store of value. You have the stuffed puppy there. It's not. And do you get paid? Do you get your salary in Bitcoin? Do you get paid in Bitcoin? Do you go to the supermarket and buy things in Bitcoin? It's not happening. It's a wild west.
Here in 2021, you actually can go to the supermarket. Many people, including the new mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, have said they're going to start taking their pay in Bitcoin. So maybe for some people, it's something to educate themselves on and kind of look at as a small piece of their portfolio. Maybe not for you. Charles, I want to thank you very much. I really appreciate you joining us today.
My pleasure.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.